Mineral crystals. Us watch geeks, we love to hate them. I know I've been guilty of mineral crystal bashing, or MCB, in many of my reviews. I don't like that it's just a Hardlex crystal, there's no sapphire, and then also, of course, every time you review a watch, you wish you could see sapphire crystal, and I think Belova could have put that in. Of course, you know, we all would like sapphire crystal on these watches, especially at this price point that they sell them for. Of course, sapphire crystal, we always would prefer that, but in a recent video, I had a little MCB meltdown that I'm not proud of. Roll the clip. These watches should have sapphire crystals at this price point. Get with the times, Seiko. Come on, citizen, get your stuff together. You can do better than this. Give us sapphire in your watches and don't raise the price. Come on. We give mineral crystals a lot of hate, but are they really that bad? Sure, they're not as good as sapphire crystals, but perhaps we hate on them a little too much. Now, I agree with my previous sentiments. When a watch reaches a certain price point, it should have sapphire crystal. But we don't always get what we want. There are two specific watches in my collection that I love. My Seiko SNZH and my Citizen Nighthawk. Both have mineral crystals, but the Seiko calls its mineral crystal Hardlex. And although it's hard to find concrete information about what Hardlex actually is, supposedly it is better and more scratch resistant than your typical mineral crystal. So as I was looking at both of these watches, I decided to break out my Mohs Hardness scratch test kit to really find out if Seiko's proprietary Hardlex crystal is actually more scratch resistant than Citizen's mineral crystal. So in today's video, we're putting both of these crystals head to head to find out which one will scratch first, Seiko's Hardlex or the mineral crystal from Citizen. You don't find content like this, hit the like button, it really helps out. But without further ado, let's start scratching these crystals. Let me just give a quick explanation of how the Mohs Hardness test kit works before we get to scratching these crystals today. Any material that you can think of has a hardness rating, and there's a bunch of them on this list right here. Now these picks are all numbered, and the higher the number, the harder the material that it will scratch. And so let's just say we're scratching something and we get to the point where we're using the number 5 and it does not scratch, but then we go to the number 6 and it does scratch. We can say that whatever material that was, it has a rating of somewhere around 5.5 because it scratched in between the 5 and the 6. I hope that makes sense. These are the picks that we're going to be using. They're numbered from 2 all the way up to 9, and so we're just going to get right into it. Alright guys, here are both of the crystals on the table ready to be scratched. Did you really think I was going to scratch the crystals on my actual watches? Come on, I'm not going to do that. So what did I do? I actually bought a real Seiko Hardlex crystal that would fit in my Seiko SNZH, and I bought a factory Citizen crystal that would fit in my Nighthawk, and that's what we're going to use for the test today. Sorry to disappoint if you were actually thinking I was going to scratch the crystal that was installed on my watches. But this is the same thing, but with crystals that are detached from their cases. So on the left, the Seiko Hardlex crystal, and on the right, the Citizen mineral crystal that goes on a Nighthawk. Let the scratching begin. So the first pick, we're using the softest one, which is a number 2. and I didn't expect anything to happen here, and of course nothing did. Moving on to pick number 3, it has kind of a copper tip to it, and kind of using 3 strokes on each crystal, and as you can see, there is nothing there. No scratches yet. Moving to number 4, up the chain of the picks, again doing 3 strokes down each crystal, and number 4 produced no scratches at all. Moving up to number 5, starting to get a little nervous, not sure what's going to happen, and again, surprisingly, no scratches at number 5. Number 6, the nerves are increasing, and as I scratch the crystal, there is nothing that is happening. So I'm a little bit surprised at this point. Number 7, if you thought I was nervous with number 6, number 7 really kicks it up a notch. But again, surprisingly, at least to me, there are no scratches all the way at number 7. Moving on to number 8. This is where we start to see, and I feel it, the scratches are coming in. And as I lift the crystals up, you can see it more clearly. So both of them, the Seiko Hardlex and the Citizen Mineral Crystal, scratched at number 8. I was a little shocked to see a tie here, but that is what we have. Both of them scratched with the number 8 pick out of the Mohs Hardness test kit. Well, honestly, I did not expect those results. I had no idea that this head-to-head would end in basically a tie. If you were to ask me going into this, I would have told you that I think the Seiko Hardlex probably has a slight edge and probably is a little more scratch resistant than Citizen's Mineral Crystal, but obviously I was wrong. They both are basically the same. Who would have guessed that? Not me, but now we know. Now you might say this test isn't so scientific and maybe you put more pressure on when you did one over the other. That might be true. I tried to do it as fair and as balanced as I possibly could, and I think the outcome is pretty fair, and that these crystals are pretty much, according to the Mohs Hardness scale, right around a 7.5, whereas sapphire crystal is around a 9 and diamonds are a 10. So really, I was surprised at how far both of these crystals went. I thought they would scratch around 5 or 6, but they went all the way up to 8, so I was surprised about that as well. Hey, if you like this kind of content, please let us know by leaving a like. I don't know of any other watch channels on YouTube where they do scratch tests like this, so please support us and give us a like. Share this video with your friends. We'd really appreciate that. But that's it for today here on the Town Watch. We'll see you next time.